Look, like I always say, a lot is happening in Nigeria. A lot. Every day Nigerians just wake up to a lot of issues, political issues. Today we'll be discussing just two things, and we'll be discussing the Emirate tussle in Kano State, Nigeria, and we'll be discussing the forfeiture of properties and monies, by this former CBN governor, Governor Emirate, to the federal government. Let's start with the Emirate tussle in Kano. Nigeria just woke up to news a few days ago that the state government, the Kano state government, have repealed the law that disintegrated the Emirate Council in Nigeria to 4 different local governments, making Kano to have 4 different emirs. And given the politics, given that the right to amend the laws, the chieftaincy laws in Nigeria is embedded with the governors and all of that, the governor just did what it did. And according to the former emir, who is now the current emir, Sanusi, saying that he was removed due to insubordination. So it's more like the governors, the emirs are now at the beck and call of the governor. So whatever happens to the emir is at the discretion of the governor of the state. So this simply means that traditional schools in Nigeria become highly politicized. And just to remind everyone that what happened in Kano is not the first time. During the reign of the former governor of Kano State, late Abubakar Remi, he had similar issues with the then emir, Alhaji Ado Bayero, but not in this magnitude, not in the dimension that we're seeing today. We have Emir Ado Bayero removed, we have Sanusi now, the new governor, based on the laws that were repealed by the NNPP-led State House of Assembly. Now, this leaves a lot to be worried about, considering that the incursion of the political class into the traditions or the traditional stool in Nigeria leaves custom, because this will set a precedence of what we would expect to come. Because imagine a new government coming, repealing the same law, and we're having issues. There'll be confusion everywhere. But let's just assume it will all end here, and now we have a new emir in Kano. So 4 different emirs. Now we have one single emir. That's been the case, a tradition of having just one single emir in Kano. But we just hope they sustain this. And the second thing we're talking about today is the forfeiture of $4.7 million, 830 million naira, and other properties in Lagos, Abuja, and the US, belonging to former governor of Central Bank, Emefiele, Godwin Emefiele, to the federal government, interim forfeiture. But we ask ourselves a question. Yeah, Emefiele has been a professional, being a bank MD and all of that. He has earned a lot in the banking sector. But the question we need to ask ourselves is, how did he get to this level that the former Central Bank governor would amount so much wealth? And some people have said that the prosecution of the former governor, it's more or less political vendetta, considering the role he played in the last election, considering the things he did while working as a central bank governor under former President Muhammadu Buhari. But we need to ask certain questions here. First, he was charged for illegal possession of firearms. Secondly, he was charged for procurement violation, for fraud. And then one of the recent charge is that he printed currency. He spent so much money to over 18 billion naira to print new currencies, and then we know the hardship that brought to a lot of Nigerians, and how it was meant to, from the grapevine, how it was meant to curtail vote buying, to prevent the current president from assuming office or win the election. But all of these, but people forget to ask certain questions, because the central bank governor does not act on its own. Okay, now based on the Section 18 of the Central Bank of Nigeria Act, the CBN Act, you know, Section 18 says that when it comes to printing currencies, redesigning currencies and all of that, anything that has to do with the currency by the Central Bank of Nigeria is with the express approval of the president. So in this case, the printing of currency that the former governor is being charged for, who gave the directive, who approved it? And those who approved it, and if I understand correctly, the former president Muhammadu Buhari, how come he's not joined in the matter? How come Buhari has not been arrested? How come Buhari has not been brought to question? Because the former central bank governor did not act alone. He acted with the approval of the president. So why is the former president not involved in this? Why is he not called as a witness? What is happening? So it's more or less to say that all those who have gone with the narrative that the former central bank governor, it's been there's a personal agenda against him, all of that. All of this is proven to be true. But nonetheless, all we have here to do is just to talk about the things that happens in Nigeria and just talk about, analyze those issues. So please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Draw Political Blog. You can follow me on Facebook, Draw Political Blog. You can also follow our WhatsApp channel, follow us on Telegram. And for more, and please don't forget to like and share this so we can do more of this, just to bring highlights of political events in Nigeria, in Africa, and across the globe. Until I come your way again, I remain Joel Kemi.